The Book of Enoch, a profound piece of ancient Jewish literature, offers a deep well of themes and narratives that explore the interactions between the divine, angelic, and human realms. This text, rich with visions, prophecies, and moral lessons, lends itself to a unique method of analysis through the lens of triadic relationships. By examining the interconnectedness of various elements in triads, groups of three interrelated components, we can uncover the intricate dynamics that shape the moral and theological landscape of the Book of Enoch. A triadic approach involves identifying and exploring the relationships among three mutually influencing elements, whether they be concepts, characters, or events. These triads can be affirming, where positive connections and reinforcements are evident, or negating, where conflict, disruption, or disintegration occur. This framework allows us to see beyond individual components and appreciate the complex interplay that drives the narrative forward. By applying these patterns to key excerpts from the Book of Enoch, we can gain deeper insights into its theological and moral messages. Each triad will be illustrated with relevant quotes from the text, providing a comprehensive understanding of how these relationships manifest and influence the overarching narrative. This method not only enhances our interpretation of the Book of Enoch, but also demonstrates the power of triadic analysis in exploring complex scriptural texts. Coexistence, Enoch, angels, and God. Quote, "And the Lord called me with his own mouth and said to me, 'Come hither, Enoch, and hear my word.'" 1 Enoch 14:24. Enoch as a human is invited into the presence of God and the angels, showing a direct coexistence. The mutual influence is seen as Enoch receives divine revelations which he then communicates to humanity. The relationship between Enoch, the angels, and God reflects a harmonious coexistence where divine knowledge is shared for the betterment of humanity. Equilibrium, fallen angels, humanity, and God. Quote, "Then said the Most High, the Holy and Great One spake, and sent Uriel to the son of Lamech, and said to him, Go to Noah, and tell him in my name, hide thyself, and reveal to him the end that is approaching." 1 Enoch 10:1-2. The fallen angels disrupt the equilibrium by introducing sin and corruption to humanity. God's response, through sending Uriel to warn Noah, aims to restore balance by cleansing the earth of this corruption through the flood, re-establishing divine equilibrium. Reinforcement, Enoch's prophecies, angels' teachings, and human behavior. Quote, "I wrote out your petition, and in my vision it appeared thus, that your petition will not be granted unto you throughout all the days of eternity, and that judgment has been finally passed upon you. Yea, your petition will not be granted unto you." 1 Enoch 13:3-4. Enoch's prophecies, derived from angelic teachings, reinforce the consequences of human behavior. The fallen angels' petitions are denied, emphasizing that the moral lessons taught by the angels must be heeded by humanity, reinforcing a cycle of accountability and righteousness. Feedback, sins of humanity, fallen angels' corruption, and divine judgment. Quote, "And then Michael, Uriel, Raphael, and Gabriel looked down from heaven and saw much blood being shed upon the earth, and all lawlessness being wrought upon the earth." 1 Enoch 9:1. The sins of humanity, exacerbated by the fallen angels' influence, provoke divine judgment. This negative feedback loop intensifies as human corruption leads to greater divine wrath, showcasing the self-perpetuating nature of sin and retribution. Causal Enoch's righteousness, divine favor, and prophetic revelations. Quote, "And he answered and said to me, and I heard his voice, Fear not, Enoch, thou righteous man and scribe of righteousness. Approach hither and hear my voice." 1 Enoch 15:1. Enoch's righteousness causes him to receive divine favor, which in turn grants him profound prophetic revelations. His moral integrity directly leads to a special relationship with God, illustrating a clear causal chain. Reversion, punishment of fallen angels, restoration of order, and return to divine harmony. Quote, "And he said to me, Observe, Enoch, these heavenly tablets, and read what is written thereon, and mark every individual fact." 1 Enoch 81:1. The punishment of the fallen angels, as seen in the divine judgment inscribed on heavenly tablets, aims to revert the chaos they caused. This act of reversion seeks to restore divine harmony and order, eliminating the corruption introduced by the fallen beings. Nonlinear, visions of future judgments, present actions, and past transgressions. Quote, "And behold, the stars which roll over fire are they who have transgressed the commandment of the Lord in the beginning of their rising, because they did not come forth at their appointed times. 1 Enoch 18:15. Enoch's visions span past transgressions, present actions, and future judgments, highlighting a non-linear connection of events. These visions show how past disobedience affects present realities and foretells future consequences. Retrospective, looking back at the fall of angels, its impact on humanity and divine plan. Quote, "Then I went and spoke to them all together, and they were all afraid, and fear and trembling seized them." 1 Enoch 13:3. Reflecting on the fall of the angels and its impact on humanity helps to understand the divine plan for redemption and judgment. This retrospective view offers insight into why divine actions are necessary to restore balance. Inclusion of righteous humans, angels, and divine plan. Quote, "The Most High will arise on that day of judgment to execute great judgment amongst sinners." 1 Enoch 91:7. The divine plan includes the righteous among humans and angels, who are part of the final judgment. This inclusivity ensures that those aligned with divine will are considered in the ultimate reconciliation. Exclusion of the wicked, fallen angels, and divine wrath. Quote, "And I looked and turned to another part of the earth, and saw there a deep valley with burning fire." 1 Enoch 26:1. The wicked and the fallen angels are excluded from divine mercy and face the consequences of divine wrath. This exclusion is necessary to purify and maintain divine order. Conjoined efforts of Enoch, archangels, and God. Quote, "And I saw until a throne was erected in the pleasant land, and he sat upon it. And the Lord of the sheep fed the sheep, and their faces became all white." 1 Enoch 90:33. Enoch, the archangels, and God work together to fulfill divine justice and revelation. Their conjoined efforts ensure that the divine plan is executed effectively, illustrating a collaborative dynamic. Bottlenecked humanity's sin, leading to bottleneck divine favor. Quote, "And now the giants who are produced from the spirits and flesh shall be called evil spirits upon the earth, and on the earth shall be their dwelling." 1 Enoch 15:8. The pervasive sin among humanity creates a bottleneck in receiving divine favor, as the presence of evil spirits, giants, obstructs the flow of divine blessings. This necessitates purification to remove these obstructions. Harmony among Enoch, angels, and the divine message. Quote, "And these are the names of the holy angels who watch. Uriel, one of the holy angels, who is over the world and over Tartarus." 1 Enoch 20:2. The relationship between Enoch, the angels, and the divine message is harmonious. The angels, like Uriel, work in tandem with Enoch to convey the divine message, creating a symphony of divine communication. Dissonance caused by fallen angels, human corruption, and divine displeasure. Quote, "And when the sons of men had multiplied, in those days, beautiful and comely daughters were born to them. And the angels, the sons of the heavens, saw and lusted after them." 1 Enoch 6:1-2. The actions of the fallen angels, driven by lust, create dissonance by corrupting humanity and invoking divine displeasure. This dissonance disrupts the intended harmony of creation. Convergence of Enoch's teachings, angelic wisdom, and divine will. Quote, "And the Lord said unto Michael, Go, bind Semjaza and his associates who have united themselves with women, so as to have defiled themselves with them in all their uncleanness." 1 Enoch 10:11. Enoch's teachings, angelic wisdom, and divine will converge in actions like binding the fallen angels. This convergence aims to purify and guide humanity back to divine alignment. Divergent paths of righteousness and wickedness. Quote, "And at its close shall be elected the elect righteous of the eternal plant of righteousness, to receive sevenfold instruction concerning all his creation." 1 Enoch 93:10. The paths of righteousness and wickedness diverge clearly, with the elect receiving divine instruction while the wicked face exclusion. This divergence illustrates the distinct outcomes based on moral choices. Combination of human free will, angelic influence, and divine judgment. Quote, "And behold, he cometh with 10,000s of his holy ones to execute judgment upon all, and to destroy all the ungodly." 1 Enoch 1:9. Human free will, angelic influence, and divine judgment combine to shape the destiny of humanity. The combined forces determine the fate of the righteous and the wicked, illustrating an intertwined dynamic of influence and consequence. Division between the chosen and the damned. Quote, "And he said unto me, Enoch, Why dost thou ask me regarding the fragrance of the tree, and why dost thou wish to learn the truth? Then I answered him, saying, I wish to know about everything, but especially about this tree. 1 Enoch 25, 4, 5. The final judgment creates a clear division between the chosen and the damned, much like the tree Enoch inquires about, which symbolizes the separation of the righteous and the unrighteous in the divine plan. Association. Association of Enoch with heavenly hosts and divine purpose. Quote, And I, Enoch, was blessing the Lord of majesty and the King of the ages. And lo, the watchers called me, Enoch the scribe, and said to me, Enoch, thou scribe of righteousness, go, declare to the watchers of the heaven who have left the high heaven. 1 Enoch 12, 3, 4. Enoch's association with the heavenly hosts aligns him with the divine purpose, illustrating how his role as a scribe connects him to the broader divine narrative and tasks him with communicating divine messages. Disassociation. Disassociation of the wicked from divine favor. Quote, For men were created exactly like the angels, to the intent that they should continue pure and righteous, and death, which destroys everything, could not have taken hold of them. But through this, their knowledge, they are perishing, and through this power it is consuming me. 1 Enoch 69:11. The wicked, by their own actions, are disassociated from divine favor and purity. This disassociation results in their ultimate destruction, highlighting the consequences of straying from divine will. Integration of prophetic visions, angelic messages, and divine will. Quote, And in those days Enoch received books of zeal and wrath, and books of disquiet and expulsion. 1 Enoch 91, 1. Enoch's prophetic visions, angelic messages, and divine will are integrated into a cohesive narrative that guides humanity. The books Enoch received symbolize this integration, combining various elements of divine communication. Disintegration of moral order due to sin. Quote, And when they had finished their task, they made the great augury concerning their spirits and their flesh, and their spirits having assumed many different forms. 1 Enoch 19, 1. The disintegration of moral order due to sin is evident in the transformation of spirits into various forms. This chaos necessitates divine intervention to restore order, illustrating the destructive consequences of moral decay. The Book of Enoch, examined through the lens of triadic relationships, reveals a profound tapestry of interconnected themes that speak to the heart of its theological and moral teachings. By exploring these patterns, we uncover the broader insights that emerge from the text, highlighting the intricate interplay between divine justice, human agency, and cosmic order. One overarching theme is the interdependence of divine and human realms. The coexistence and reinforcement triads illustrate how divine beings and humans are deeply interconnected. Enoch's interactions with the angels and his receipt of divine wisdom underscore a mutual dependence where human righteousness can draw divine favor and intervention. This interdependence reflects the belief that the spiritual and earthly realms are not separate, but are in constant dialogue, each influencing the other. Another significant theme is the cyclical nature of moral and spiritual order. The feedback and reversion patterns highlight the cycles of sin, judgment, and redemption that permeate the text. Human actions, especially sins influenced by the fallen angels, lead to divine retribution, which in turn aims to restore order and balance. This cyclical process emphasizes the ongoing struggle to maintain moral integrity and the perpetual need for divine correction to achieve cosmic equilibrium. The theme of time and its nonlinear perception is also evident. The nonlinear and retrospective triads reveal how past events, present actions, and future consequences are intricately linked in Enoch's visions. The text transcends a linear view of time, offering a holistic perspective where history, present realities, and prophetic futures are interwoven. This timelessness underscores the eternal nature of divine justice and the continuous relevance of moral teachings across generations. Furthermore, the dichotomy between inclusion and exclusion presents a stark moral divide. The inclusive and exclusive patterns reflect the ultimate separation of the righteous from the wicked. Enoch's favor with God and his inclusion in divine plans contrast sharply with the exclusion and punishment of the fallen angels and sinners. This dichotomy highlights the text's clear moral imperatives and the consequences of aligning oneself with or against divine will. The concept of collaborative divine effort is another key theme. The conjoined triads show how Enoch, the archangels, and God work together to enact divine justice and revelation. This collaboration underscores the collective effort required to combat corruption and restore order. It reflects a theological worldview where divine purposes are achieved through the combined actions of various agents, both celestial and terrestrial. Finally, the tension between harmony and dissonance runs throughout the narrative. The harmonic and dissonant triads highlight the ideal of a harmonious universe disrupted by the fallen angel's rebellion. The resulting dissonance requires a divine response to reestablish harmony. This tension emphasizes the fragility of cosmic order and the constant vigilance needed to maintain it. In sum, the triadic analysis of the Book of Enoch brings to light these broader themes, revealing a complex and interwoven narrative that addresses the deep interconnections between divine justice, human actions, and cosmic order. Through this lens, we gain a richer understanding of the text's profound moral and theological insights, appreciating its timeless relevance and the intricate dynamics that drive its story.